Yo guys, welcome back to the Ultra Squad. Today we're back at it again with a new what if. Now, I know this is actually kind of strange, me starting like a new what if, which I still have plenty more to do, like to finish. Like the reason why I'm actually putting this thing out, because I won't have time next week to, have all these things finished. So I was actually working on this what if. I did say I'll be starting like a high school DxD what if. Now I was reading on Wattpad, like different high school DxD stories. I'm saying like, yo, these are actually good. So I went on YouTube. I actually checked, high school DxD what if. And I'm saying like, yo, some of these actually, like good. But what if I made my own one? Now I'm actually proud of this one that I actually made. Now what if Issei had a frost power? If what I mean by frost, I mean ice and soya on. So yeah, he will have ice. Like guys, I'm actually sorry for this, but he will be Jack Frost's son and also Elsa's son. I know it's actually strange, but he will have like them powers. He will have Jack Frost powers and also Elsa's powers. So yeah, I know Elsa is from Disney, but heck, I'm going with it anyways. And you guys can see this from the thumbnails right here. Yeah, you don't need to guess. Those are all his. Go, friend, whatever. But anyway, oh, if you guys are wondering, Kiba is actually a girl, so a little gender bend there, and so on. So I'm just getting that out of the way. Oh, and I also forgot. No, I'm not gonna tell you that. But anyway, just like let's get into the video. Now, in this one, Ethan will know about the supernatural world really early. Now, at 5 years old, original Ethan is actually playing with, his best friend Irene. Now, it's actually the day that Ethan has, Irene has to go because she's traveling to abroad for this church thing and she won't be back for a long time. And Ethan wishes her goodbye and so you're on. Now, Ethan got home seeing that like he won't be able to see his best friend forever. Ethan just sighs and like, man, Irene Chana is actually gone. Man, I'm actually gonna miss her. Oh well, like I always start new friends. At least he actually got home. He said like, "Hey mom, hey dad, I'm actually home." Elsa and Jack Frost. Yes, I know, like they're married. Why? I don't care. Now in this one, Ethan will have brown hair. He will have brown hair. He will have the same things. So yeah, he will have that, but he will change. As like Jack Frost said, like, "Yo, son, how's it going?" As like Issei says, like, "Oh, I'm actually fine, Dad. It's like Irene," and they also says like, "Oh, don't tell me she actually left." And Issei says like, "Yeah, she left to abroad." Jack Frost says like, "Cheer up, son. There's plenty more fish in the sea." And Issa says, "What do you mean by that, Dad?" And then also just goes and smacks, Jack, like his like her husband at the back of the head. And Elsa says like, "Oh, nothing, dear. Just like it'd be better if you just go, like go to bed." And Issa just says like, "Ah, fine." And Jack says like, "What was that for?" "You idiot! He knows he likes Irene. Come on, he's only 5 years old." As Jack said, "Yeah, I know." As I'm going to be doing like a time skip. Now, time skip to the next day, which Issei is actually outside in the park. As Issei is actually looking for a friend. He can't find anyone. Everybody doesn't want to play with Issei. As Issei says, like, why does no one want to play with me? As like it was actually getting late. It was actually getting nighttime. As Issei says, like, I think I better go home. As Issa is actually walking home, depressed, seeing that he won't be able to see Irene-chan again. I say Irene-chan because, like, this is DXZ. What if? Come on, they're gonna use Chan, like Soya on President. Come on. At least he's actually walking back home. He sees that the lights are actually off, and he's wondering like, huh? The lights are actually never off at this time and my parents are actually home. Like, what's going on? The Issei actually just goes inside the house. He just shouts like, "Hey, mom, dad, I'm home." As it's actually just silence. As like Issei just walks into the house. As what he actually walked in terrified him. Issei sees his parents' body on the ground, bloody, cold, and the place is freezing everywhere. As Issei is actually looking horrified, he said like, "Mom, Dad," as this figure is actually standing right, like, how should I say, in front of Issei. As the figure turns his head, he says like, "Huh, so you are these two pathetic chums, huh?" And Issei's just trembling, saying like, who are you?" As the mysterious man said like, "Huh, it'd be better if I end you soon. You'll be a problem in the future." Cracking his knuckles right there as Issei's actually terrified. He said like, stay away. As the man just says like, "Huh, come here and join them. I assure you that you love to see you again in the afterlife." And just says like, "Stand back. Get away from me." And he said like, "Huh, come here and let me rip your soul out." And Issei just is really mad as just a flash of white light just appears on Issei. As in this one, guys, I have to tell you something. Issei will, how should I say, he won't be having Dreg. He won't have the Sacred Gear Dreg. No, he will not be having that. I know it's actually strange. Like, yo, he's a Red Dragon Emperor. Come on. Like, I'm thinking, like, come on. He's gonna have Albion's power. So yeah, just roll with it. As in this one, like Albion won't be, like the wings. He will be the gauntlet. Yes, he will be the gauntlet, and Drag will be, like the wings of Albion. So in this one, like Albion will be the god. Like he will have, like how should I say, divine dividing. So yeah, he will be able to take powers, shrink things. So he won't have to. He won't have the wings. He will have the gauntlet. So yeah, that's telling you guys this right now. Cause think about it. Oh man, I would love to see Drag as a, like a divine, like no, I actually want to see Dreg and Albion switch places. Dreg as a wing and Albion as a, like gauntlet. Even though I love Dreg as a gauntlet, but I actually want to see Albion as a gauntlet. So he will have Albion as a gauntlet. So just telling you guys that right now. As a flash of white light that appears on Issei's right arm. Yes, it will be on his right arm. As the mysterious figure says, "Huh, so you have a sacred gear, huh?" And Issa says like, stay back. Wait, what is this?" As the mysterious figure said like, "Now I have a reason to kill you now." As Issa says like, "Get away from me." As he just shot a massive ice, like a freezing ice bar towards the figure. It froze him shut. As Issa saw this as his opportunity to run. As Issa is just running right now. He's just running as fast as he can. He exits the house and he starts running and running and running. As he says like, why? As he has a flashback of what he saw, his parents' corpse on the ground. As he says like, why, they're dead. Who was that man? As Alvin speaks like, "Child." As he says like, "Wait, who's that?" As Alvin said like, "On your right arm." And Ethan said like, "This thing, wait, what? Wait, I actually, no, my parents actually told me you are a sacred gear, aren't you?" As Albion said like, "That's right, I am Albion, the White Dragon Emperor, and I saw what happened. You're scared and your motion to survive. Heck, it actually awakened me at such a young age. You should be proud of yourself." As Ethan said, why are you acting so calm in all this? I saw my dead parents on the ground. Uh, aren't you not supposed to be freaking out? Or, as Albion said, like, "Child, I'm sorry for your loss of your parents. But let me tell you this. You need to calm down. And I'm pretty sure that man is actually long gone. He actually gave up on you. And surely he has returned to where he ever came from." And he's just like, okay? As he's just breathing heavily, and Albion said like, calm down, Issei Hyodo. Issei says like, how do you know my name? And Albion says like, I am part of you. I know everything about you, Issei Hyodo, but you don't know anything about me. So prepare yourself. As Issei says like, prepare myself for what? For the, as Albion said, for the life you will change. And he said, like, my life will change? And Albion said, like, yes. You will no longer be at your parents' side. You'll be by yourself in the world, alone. He said, like, what? Okay. So, what now? And Albion said, like, I don't know, kid. Probably you should find some place to stay. At a young age, losing your parents must be hard. As Issa is like, oh, okay. As Issa is actually just walking. As he walks, time skip to where Issa is actually walking for 2 days. Not straight, but he's just walking for 2 days. Issa is like, where, where am I supposed to go now? As Albion said, like Albion's not answering Issa. As Issa said, like, hey, hello, White Dragon Emperor. As Albion said, like, sorry, kid. I'm sorry I couldn't get back to you. As Issa said, how come you can't get back to me? As Albion said, like, well, you're actually too weak to communicate to me, seeing that it only lasts a few seconds. If you want to talk to me longer, you must get strong. Issa says, like, yeah, okay. As he just drops to the floor, it's just pounding, like, oh, man, I'm actually hungry, and I'm actually tired. As Issei actually just crawls up into a ball as he just sat near a rock. Now, this is when he's actually in a forest. As Issei says, like, why did my life have to be like this? As Issei just drifts off sleeping. As about 4 hours later, like, there's actually a flashing red light. As Issei opens his eyes to see like a girl right there with red eyes. No, like with green hair. Wait, what am I saying? Green hair with red hair and blue eyes. As she looks like his age, but she looks kind of like older than her, like a few months. As Ichi said, like, huh? Who are you? As this person said, like, hello, my name is Reyes Grimry. As Issei says, like, Reyes Grimry. So yes, he will meet Reyes Grimry early on in this. As Reyes Grimry says, like, yes, and I actually have a proposition for you. And Issei said, what is it? As actually a little bit frightened. As Reyes says, like, would you like to join me? As Issei says, like, join you? Wait, who are you even? As Reyes says, like, my name is Reyes Grimry, and I'd actually like for you to join my parage. Now, Issei's actually heard about this parage stuff from his parents, seeing that, like, devils, angels fallen, seeing that they never really took part in all this war, so he doesn't know which side is good or not. He heard that the devil's actually evil, but from his parents, his mom and dad says, like, some devils are even good. As Issa says, like, how, I don't trust you. As Reyes Grimry said, like, would you like to be here alone? At least he doesn't want to be alone. He said, like, okay, fine, I'll come with you then. As Reyes said, like, okay, fine. As she just goes and takes Issei's hands and, like, she teleports out of there. Now, time skip to where in the underworld, as, how should I say, Sirzex, Lady Venaline, I think her name was, and Lord Grimmery. And in this one, I'm gonna say Grafia is actually Reyes' little sister. Yes, Grafia is actually Reyes' little sister. Like, she's actually about, like, how should I say, the same age as her. Remember, they're 5 years old. As Grafia, I'm gonna say, like, she's a month younger than Rias. So yeah, as like, and also like they're there talking and so on until they feel like a magic circle appearing, and they said, "Huh? Look like Rias is actually back. Where did she go to even?" As right now, Rias actually just teleports, at the back garden as. Like Rias is like, huh, we're here. And Issei just looking around and says, whoa, what is this place? Unknown to where they actually teleported. And Rias is like, well, actually, in my home place. This is the underworld. As Issei says, like, so this is hell? As Rias is like, I would actually like to prefer this at your new home. As Issei says, like, home? Well, if hell looks so much different from what I actually was told. And Rias said like, well, what do you think it was? And he said like, I don't know, pits of fire or whatever. And one person just calls out for Rias, and like, Rias. As Rias turns to her left to see none other than a girl with like black hair with ponytails, and with one ponytail with orange ribbon, as she has violet eyes. She looks like kind of like the same age as Reyes, as you all know her as Akino. As Reyes is like, Akino. Remember, this is when they're 5 years old. As Akino says like, huh, so who's this? As like Issa just gets behind Reyes, scared, as he doesn't even know who this girl is. And Reyes is like, rest assured, he's actually part of my parage. Well, soon. As Akino says like, soon, huh? Well, it's actually nice to meet you, Mr. As like Issa doesn't even answer her. As Akino says like, quiet type, huh? At least he just gives her, like a glare, as he doesn't trust her, as like it's actually a super cold glare, as she felt chills running down her spine. She said like, there's no need to be, like scared. Here, my name is actually Akno. She just raises her right hand, as Issei actually felt a little bit calmer now, as Issei said like, Issei Hiro, as Akano said like, it's nice to meet you, Issei Hiro. As Grayfield does appear like, Reyes, what's going on? As and now like girl just appears to be with silver hair and the same color eyes as Reyes, blue. As if you guys are wondering, like, no, she does not possess destruction energy, guys. She possesses like frost, like ice abilities, so on. So as Reyes said like, Gracie, I actually thought that you weren't going to be here today. And Gracie said like, well, I actually felt your presence entering, the underworld. Where did you go to? And Reyes said like, it's none of your business, Gracia. And Gracie said like, who's this person? Issei actually doesn't even know who this person is now, because they're paying left and right. As Reyes says like, oh, this is Issei Hiro, my soon new member of my parage. As Graven said like, you're already getting your parage members, you need to take your time. Like, come on, you have about like what, 1 year until you get your evil pieces? As Reyes is like, yeah, but I actually want to I actually want to prepare myself, and plus, I actually got a good one already. Zakuna says like, so what's good about Issei? As Issei, like, is, like, remember, like, Issei, oh, I forgot to tell you, Issei actually knows how to fight. As he doesn't know how to use, like, his ice ability. Like, his ice ability is on a whole different level. Like, Jack Frost and, like, Elsa's ice combined is so strong that it can even freeze, like, two of them can actually freeze up hell if they wanted to and destroy it. So, yeah. Don't worry. As, like, Rhea says, like, well, I don't know. And she said, you don't know, so you just brought him along? He doesn't look much special. And Issa said, like, what did you say? And Graves said, like, you heard me. You don't look that much special. Huh. As Issa said, like, well, you don't even look like yourself. You try to think of a comeback as Greyface said, like, is that the best you can do, moron? As he's just like, come on, moron. As so that just appears right there and like, Rias, looks like you guys are actually here. What's going on? As he sees like, huh, Rias, who's this new person? Who's this boy with you? As now like Lord Grimmery and Lady Grimmery now appears. By the way, like Cerex is actually single, so yes, he will be single. As like Reyes is like, oh, hello, mother, father. Like they all bow at the president. Ethan says like, what's going on? And Lord Grimmery says like, Reyes, who's this new boy that you brought along? And Ethan says like, I'm sorry, but who are you? As he doesn't even know that who is he doesn't even know that he is a devil. As Rhea says like, Issei, this is actually my father. As Issei says like, so is he a devil? And Lord Grimmy says like, why yes, of course. Now Reyes, why did you bring him along? And Reyes says like, well, I was actually looking for Parage members, as so that's saying you're already looking for Parage members. You have to wait a year for you to get your evil pieces. As Greyface said, like, I told you, sis. As Greyface said, like, yeah, but I wanted to, like, get a head start. As like, so that could already sense like a sacred gear, like coming from Issei. As Cerzek saying like, huh, well, look like you already got a good piece already. As Akana said like, so what's going on here? What's so great about Issei? As no one like Issei said like, I don't know. As Cerzek said like, so young boy. As Issei said like, yes. Who are you? As Cerzek introduced himself like, my name is actually Cerzek. Lord Cerzek, Devil King, the ruler of the devils. As Ethan said, like, so wait, you're the Devil King? As Cerzek saying, like, please, you don't need to call me Devil King. You can call me Lucifer or Cerzek. As Ethan said, like, yeah, sure thing, Lucifer. A little bit weirded out, saying, like, I see you possess a sacred gear. And Ray said, like, wait, what? Everybody said, like, wait, what? He possesses a sacred gear? These are the people, Reyes, Grafia, and Akano, as, like, Cerzak saying, yes, I can see. So, which type of sacred gear do you possess? And he said, like, oh, that? And he just summons, like the white, Albion the white dragon. And Cerzak and the rest are just shocked, like, wait, what? As, like, Lord Grimmery, Lady Grimmery, as, like, Cerzak, are just shocked to see, like, none other than the white, like, dragon Albion. And Cerzak saying, like, oh, wow, this is actually a shock. As Ray said, like, Oni-chan, is something wrong? And as, like, Cerzak saying, like, well, Reyes, look like you actually got yourself lucky today. As Reyes said, like, how so? As Cerzak saying, like, well, look like you got a strong, like, person in your parage. And he said, like, wait, I actually confused. What is this parage thing and so on? I'm actually a little bit confused. As Cerzak explained to what parage people, like, what parage is. As he said, like, so it's kind of like your teammates of people who are fighting with you. And Cerzak said, precisely. Adria says, like, so what's so special about this gauntlet of his? And Cerzak said, like, well, he actually possesses the white dragon, white dragon emperor, Albion. As Ray said, like, huh? The white dragon emperor? It's not that big dragon that, like, kept, that big dragon that the two dragon kept on fighting that God had to steal away. As, yes, Ray is actually pretty much smart in this. As Cerzak said, like, indeed. But, heck, and good thing too, you actually found him. So, would you like to be part of Ray's Parage? And he just says, like, well, he thinks about it. He says, like, I guess so. I'll give it a shot. And so, like, said, like, huh, good. And, Later, Grimmies like, huh, he's actually such a cute one at that fact. Issei just, how should I say, he actually gives, like, her, like, how should I say, a confused look. He said, like, what? She said, like, ha ha ha, oh, nothing. As, like, I'm gonna say fast forward, like, about a few months. Now, I'm gonna say, like, a few months, I'm gonna say, like, about, like, how should I say, 7 months. As Issei has actually gotten comfortable in the situation that he's in. Like, he's in hell. He's living in hell. He actually met, rest of the prod. He met Konako. He met, like, guys, I'm gonna say yes, no, yes. He met Konako Soyeon as he also meets Kiba and Kiba. Yes, Kiba is actually a girl, and like Kiba is actually like how should I say 4 years old. If you guys are wondering, like, yo, aren't these kids a little bit too young? Like, guys, allow, just allow. They're 4 years old, so yeah. No, wait. They don't. No, they don't meet Kiba. They don't meet Kiba. No, as like Ethan already gotten to know, like Cerzek, Lord Grimry, and Lady Grimry. He also met Sona and also Seraphol. As Seraphol actually taken in like an interest to Issei. Now Issei hasn't really performed his ice powers since that day in his house, because for some reason he can actually do it. As Greyfear always, like how should I say? She always like show off her ice, like, huh? You can't do a simple ice spell, please. At least it's like, oh, man, whatever. As like how should I say? Ethan is actually, even though he can't do his ice spell, he is actually a great fighter. Like when it actually comes to fist fighting, Ethan is actually the top of his game. As strength is something that Ethan actually loves. As he actually he wants to do some magic. Seeing that his parents already showed him how to do it, he's actually interested. So he's actually starts training himself. Now, how should I say? Um, we're gonna go on. We're gonna fast forward about 2 years until Ethan is actually 7 years old, and this is the time where like they actually grab Kiba. So yeah, Kiba actually joins the group, and so yeah, on they meet each other as Kiba is like is Reese's knight. So you did like come on like Reese already got her Parage thing set. She already said Konako as her rook, Issei as like her pawn, as like Kiba as her knight. As Grave, if you guys are wondering, like, wait, Gravehair, like, does she have like a Parage like Gravehair? No, she said like she doesn't want a Parage right now, seeing that she wants to wait until she gets older and so on. As they understand, so they actually so Gracia actually waits. Now over the time, like Issei is actually performing. How should I say? He's performing a little bit well. Now he already met the how should I say? No wait. Right now they're actually going to the Phoenix household, where like Ryder, Ravel is, as they're actually there. Now, Issei and the rest of, Reyes and the rest of her Parage are walking in. Now, Reyes is actually, like, sighed right there. Reyes is like, Reyes? Is something wrong? And Reyes is like, Issei, if anything, I actually would die to get out of here. And Issei said, like, what's so bad about this place? As a boy just said, like, River has actually returned. And Issei looks to his left to see, River there standing on the top of of the stairs. As the light just shines down on him, as Issei said, like, oh, I see why. As River said, like, look like River fiance has actually returned. As River said, like, I'm not your fiance, River. As River said, like, well, father actually said so that us two are actually getting married when we get older. So you're my fiance. At least he just rolls his eyes and like, please, fiance. As Ryza said, like, how dare you speak to Ryza like that? And Issa said, like, listen, buddy, you really gotta stop talking in third person. It's actually kind of be getting annoying. As, Ryza said, like, huh, a commoner like you talking to me? I will end you where you stand. As Issa said, like, okay, I'm sorry. As the Ryza said, like, that's much better. As Akano said, like, why did you apologize? As Issa said, like, number one, I'm not bothered to deal with him, so it'll be better if I actually end this quickly before I actually start something I actually will regret. Akano just said, like, okay, this is actually something, this is actually gonna get fun. As, like, Rabel, like, no, like, yes, Rabel actually comes in, it's like, hey, big brother, and Ryder said, like, Rabel, it's actually good to see you. And Rabel said, like, oh, Reyes, hello. And she bows down and said, like, as Reyes said, like, hello, Rabel, how are you? And she's like, oh, I'm fine. And you, Akano? And, like, Kiba, and, like, she knows Kiba a little, and, like, Issei, and Akano, and Konoko, as, like, Issa like, oh, hey, Ravel, like, she met Ravel before. He hasn't met Ryza, so yeah, Ravel just kind of a little bit blush. It's like, oh, hey, he says just hides behind, like her, like older brother. As Ryza said, like, well, Ryza will be off now. I have better things to do than stand here with you commoners. And he just walks off. And Issa just says, like, commoners, man. Does he even have a Parage? Aslan Reyes says, like, well, sadly, yes, he actually does have a Parage, but he doesn't have much yet. Elisa said, like, so how many people can you add in your Parage? And Reyes said, like, well, I think it's actually about 15. And Elisa said, like, 15, huh? Well, it'd be better if you actually start collecting more people. And Reyes is like, nah, let us wait a bit. I actually want to grow strong. And he said, like, sure thing. As, like, they walk around, the house as, they meet, Lord Phoenix and Lady Phoenix. They say, like, wait, this is not Reyes, huh? Wait, no, they said, like, isn't that Reyes Grimmy? And Reyes and the rest of bows their head. And Lady Grimmy said, like, who is this handsome man? As Issa said, like, oh, hello, Miss Lady Phoenix. And she said, like, aren't you not a cute one? I'm actually feeling a little bit jealous right now. As, like, Lady Grimmy said, like, how so jealous? Heck, he's actually so cute. Seeing his brown hair, his brown eyes. Heck, and he's actually kind of like a perfect suit. As Reyes is like, Reyes, what's going on? As Reyes is like, don't bother, that's how she actually dresses everybody. She thinks that some people are actually cute. As, Lady Phoenix said, like, have you met Ryza and Reyes? As Reyes is like, yes, I met Ryza, arrogant and as ever. As, like Cezek just starts, a little bit of chuckles, like, well, why don't you not actually just run along and we get, like, we grown up will actually get to business. As he says, like, sure thing, Lord Cezek. As, like, they walk out. Now, they walk out to the garden, and Rhea said, like, what should we do? As Akano said, like, Rhea, should we start training, like, a little bit? As Rhea said, like, I guess we could start training. And Issa said, like, so what are we going to be training of? As Rhea said, like, well, from start off, I think Akano is actually good with lightning. I'm good in destruction magic. Kiba is actually good with swords. And Konoko has strength powers. And you have a sacred gear which you can properly use. Alisa said, like, so what should we start with first? Atreus is like, well, to begin with, I think that we should actually... For you, I think we should actually just start off with some light training. And Issa said, like, light training? And Rhea said, like, yep, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 100 squats. And Issa said, like, no way I can do all them. I'm only 7. And Rhea said, like, fine, 20 push-ups then. And Issa said, like, yes, Lady Grimmery. And he starts doing this, and, like, Kiba said, like, so, Lady Grimmery, what should I do? As she said, like, well, Kiba, I think you should go. Well, I actually think that they have a sword practice place for us to do. As Akino said, like, I actually don't mind going there myself. After he said, like, okay, Issei, we're actually going, we're going to the training room. As Issei said, like, but already now, he's a size, and Grace said, like, you better get used to it. And Issei said, like, I know. As the two of them just started walking, as Greyfair, and Issei just start talking, as, Greyfair is going on how great, how her eyes, she is in ice magic and so on. And Issei said, like, looky right here. Look, I can actually do ice magic. As Greyfair said, like, sure you can. Issei said, like, yes I can. As he just tried to summon one tiny ball of ice, as he makes a small ball of ice. Like, see? And Greyface said, like, wow, that's actually so tiny. And he said, like, well, it's actually a start right there. I'm going to surpass you one day. Just you wait. And Greyface said, like, yeah, right. He said, like, just watch me. I'm going to surpass you right there. I'm going to protect Rias. I'm going to be the greatest person in her barrage yet. Heck, I'm even going to protect you one day. As Greyfair just kind of blushes on that, it's like, I don't even need your protection. Issa said, like, yeah, right. One day you'll need me. Trust me by that. As I'm gonna do a time skip. Now, over the time, I'm gonna say till they're actually, how should I say, 9. Issa and the rest have actually gotten way stronger. Not as strong that Issa can go to balance breaker. No, none of that. But he's able to, how should I say, he's able to use ice, his family ice abilities really well. Like, he's able to shoot ice around, freeze stuff like a little bit. Sorry about this. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I just have to do something. So, yeah, over the time, Issei's actually gotten stronger, yada, yada, yada. As, how should I say, Akino is able to use her lightning pretty well. Kiba, swords fighting's good. Konako gotten stronger. And Reyes and Soya on Grafia, able to use ice really well. As, how should I say, Issei has gained everybody's trust. Like, his looks and Soya on, his way of fighting. Like, even though he gets beat down, he even asks Surzex if he can actually fight him. As most people actually thought he was crazy, because Surzex is actually way stronger than him. And Surzex offers, and Issei just keeps on fighting Surzex until he's actually out of breath, as Surzex keeps on beating him down, and Issei keeps on getting back up. And Surzex sees this as someone who actually is trying to protect someone, like, with his life. As they question Issei, why would he challenge Surzex? As Issei says, like, well, I'm actually gonna be faced off with some opponents in the future who are way stronger than me, so it'd be better if I actually get my ass kicked, and, it'd be better if I actually, get my ass kicked with somebody who's way stronger than me than to be beaten down with somebody who is nearly stronger than me, or someone way stronger than me, about 10 times stronger than me. And they say, like, okay, and so on, but they just continue the training as, like, how should I say, Greyfair has actually kind of, like, fallen for Issei. Like, she has a crush on Issei. Not just her, Konoko has a crush on Issei. Kiba has a crush on Issei. Heck, even Reyes has a crush on Issei. As, like, how should I say, even Ravo has a crush on Issei. As, so yeah, as, like, Reyes' parents, like, Lord Grimmery and Mr. Grimmery, as Lady Phoenix and Lord Phoenix, they have respect for Issei. They have truly respect. They see Issei as someone who is, how should I say, a challenge, like, he would become like a strong opponent. Like, he liked to oppress people. He showed determination. And also he actually befriended Riser a little. They're not like true friends, but they are actually on a friendly basis. He found out that Riser is a little bit of a pervert, which Issei is actually not used to. As like they keep on hanging out. Issei doesn't really mind Riser as a pervert, but he still sees it as disgusting, and so on. Now, we're gonna do a fast forward about, how should I say, 2 months, as Reyes and the rest of her parade actually taking like a rest. As they're actually like, it's actually winter time. It's actually winter time, and I know where I'm going to be taking this. It's actually winter time, as Reyes and the rest are actually just having fun, playing in the snow and yada yada yada. As like, how should I say, Arkano's, how should I say, and by the way, guys, Gasper is already in this. I forgot to mention him before, so yeah, he's also in this as well. As like they're all playing around. As like they're actually at the lake. This is actually a frozen lake. As they're playing around. Like Grafia is skating and so on. As about, I'm gonna say like 7 minutes later, Issei is actually, also ice skating, cause heck, he loved to ice skate, cause of Elsa and Jack Frost. Jeez. As he's skating, he's saying like, wow, this thing is actually kind of fun. I should have skated like a long time ago. As he's skating on ice, just doing his signature move, is not a good one, but still yet. As like he hears somebody a little bit scared screaming, as he looks to his left to see, like, heck, Grafia, like around her, like ice is already cracking, as he's like, oh shit. As he goes over and says like, Grafia, you okay? She said like, wait, stay back. Like the ice is already cracking along. And Rhea says like, wait, as Rhea sees this, and she said, wait, Grafia, don't move. I'm actually gonna get some help. As even though, like, heck, Greyfair could fly, she's actually paralyzed because, number one, she doesn't know when the ice is going to crack anytime, so she's actually a little bit scared. And he's like, wait. As, Greyfair says, like, wait, what are you doing? As Ethan grabs, like, a stick, he's like, hey, do you want to play a game? As Greyfair says, like, a game? Are you serious? As, like, the ice just starts cracking more, and she's actually scared right now, as Ethan said, like, heck, just watch me. He just pushes. Like, he just, like, how should I say? Kind of like what Jack Frost did to his sister. Like, he grabs, like a stick nearby, as, like, he pulls it. No, he pulls it, towards, like, his little sister. So Ethan just pulls it towards, like, Grafia, as Grafia is actually, like, scared, because the ice is cracking big time. And she doesn't even know how to use her devil wings. As, like, Ethan gets closer and closer, so like, heck, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! And she just pushes Grafia, out the side. Ethan just goes and takes her place, as Ethan just like, ha, you see? As, Ethan looks down to the ground and says, oh shit, as Reyes and the rest, Reyes and, like the rest of the family just come, and they see Ethan just falls into water right there, and they actually shout out for his name, as Draper is just shocked to see this, as, like, Cersei wasted no time right there, as he jumps into the water. Now, Ethan is already, like, the water pressure is actually so much, as it's pushing Ethan all along, and Cersei is actually diving in, as he's looking for Ethan. It's pitch black. He can't see anything. As he jumps down, he says like, Ethan, as he keeps on jumping down. Everybody's just scared right now, as, something actually happens. As Ethan, like, is actually drowning, as something happens, as his magical power acted up, and he instantly just teleported out of there, as he teleports somewhere else. As he teleports into another water, into like another ocean, as he's like, as he looks up to the sky to see the moon, as he's drowning. It's like, what? As the water pressure is way too much, as Issei just drowns underwater, as he's just looking at the moon. It's like, look like this is it for me. Guys, I'm going to be ending it here. If you guys like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.